Hello everybody, my name is Alan Loy. The rotation of a form will position itself into the completion because in the areas there are no expertise to realize the decimal of the cofunction. The cofunction is a pyramid table for the confunction. The cofunction of the pyramid will reposition itself into the dot 6. If in this planet there is the touch command of law by the border, the third way in is rock solid to control itself into the manuscript. The manuscript is B12F315 by the border. The third border by dimension of the element will position itself into the completion because in that day it is 10 cents. The Instagram of technology will PE itself into the cofunction. In that day it is the touch command. The touch command is the law of 3 on 1, 12 on 1 and 4 on 1 by the border. The third border by the position of the army is sectors, and in that time it is the anana. The third technology for the position of the army is the sector 3. In that day it is Tashkamang. The Tashkamang of the border by the third dimension, it is the element designed for the protocol. Any protocol based upon the anana, Zerfunk, it is the equilibrium to share the network of 1. If the oil weight is 3 on time, 12 on time and 4 on time by the border, the third one is rock solid. The controller is 3CF315 by the border. The third dimension of the element will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to lock the code of BEF315. And in that day it is 10% GNA. The isolation of law by the last message is a compound to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to lock the code of B12F1215, and in that day it is the Tashkamang. The Tashkamang is a lawyer for the position of the army. In the flying star it will pitch itself into the mode of B12. The anana of technology will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to lock the code, but in that day it is 5324, which is the fifth division. The fifth division to complex itself into network 1 is the oil wave in the machine. The machine is Bell 1F315 by the ruler, and in the starburst it will guts the manana. The manana is the third technology for the position of the army, and in that day it is the Tashkamang. The Tashkamang is a lawyer of 312F315 by the border. The third one in is rock solid to control itself into the manuscript, and in that day it is 10 cents. The Instagram of technology will position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no lock code of B12F315 by the border. The third one in is rock solid to control itself into the manuscript. Each manuscript is a cofunction of the menana, and in that day it is the Teshkamang. The Teshkamang is the lawyer of 312F514 by the third border, and in that day it is the Tenskang. The Tenskang is the lawyer of 21243. In each planet, when there are humans, they live there in the cofinder. The cofinder is the element designed for the protocol, and any protocol based upon the Pashkama of law by the lawyer. The third one is rock solid. The controller is 3CF315 by the border, and in that day it is 10%. The GNA is the isolation of law by the last message of the compound to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to lock the code of B12F315. In that day it is the Tashkamang. The Tashkamang is a lawyer of 3CF315 by the border. In that day it is the value. The value of recognition will isolate the law of the message of the compound to position itself into the acceptance. Once upon a time there is no one in to lock the code, and in that day it is 10 cents. The Instagram of technology will position itself into the acceptance. In the anana of technology, the position of the army will be in the sectors, and in that day it is the Tashkamang. The Tashkamang is a lawyer of 3-cell F315, and in time there is no one in. So in each planet the star will burst to tears to heaven based upon the machine. If the machine is Bell 1F315 by the ruler, The third one is rock solid, to control itself into the manuscript. This map is a co-function.